Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name's Jordy. This is Sandy. We're here for another moon update. We're approaching the Gemini New Moon on June 14th. And this video is going to be an astrology and tarot perspective on the new moon in Gemini. So we're going to talk, Sandy's going to talk about what the new moon in Gemini can mean, major themes in astrology, and talking about like the current astrology climate in general. And I'm also I pulled some cards for this session. Major theme coming up in the tarot with this Gemini new moon energy. And then we're going to look at the next week ahead with the tarot and related to the astrology and kind of bring it all together. And we're going to look at the following week leading into the full moon in Cancer. So it's kind of like an energy check-in for this new moon in Gemini, and also an energy forecast for the next couple weeks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Sandy and Cage Talks Astrology, and to Jordy, and to my Grey River Tarot. I've changed my name to Grey River Tarot from Jordy Tarot. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with each of us, the link to all of our stuff will be in the description box of this video for booking readings with Sandy or myself, as well as connecting to the Moon Mapping Academy, where you can connect further for a moon circle and other services. All right.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the new moon chart. And there's something really cool happening here that you don't see very often. It's that the new moon has no aspects at all. So just to remind you guys that the new moon is when the moon lines up, like the earth is in the middle here and the sun is over here in Gemini, and the moon is made a full circle around and it's lined up with the sun. So we don't see the moon. The sky is completely empty, and it's a great night for stargazing. So on the 14th, the new moon happens at 11:53 p.m., just before midnight in Atlantic time. And so if you do new moon magic or work with the new moon, it's always best to do it after the moon becomes new. So if you were to do your new moon rituals or practices the following night, Monday evening would be best than doing it Sunday evening, unless you want to stay up until midnight and do it then, which is even better. As long as you have the tension behind it and the feeling behind it, that's the key thing. So Gemini is such a fun sign. It's a social butterfly. It loves to meet people, have conversations. It loves to learn. It usually, people who have strong Gemini influence know a little bit about everything and can have a conversation with just about any conversation about anything. And they are funny. They're very quick to come up with responses. And so if you want to be more of that in your life with your people, in your interactions, then you can set intentions towards that. Gemini is also associated with our community and our neighbors, our extended family, our siblings. So if you want to have more opportunities to spend time with these people or in these areas, this is a great opportunity. Mercury is associated with the planet. Gemini is associated with the planet Mercury. So Mercury is the planet of communication. So this is a really great opportunity to set intentions for opportunities to have conversations that maybe you feel uncomfortable having, or you might just have social anxiety and you want to overcome that. Because Gemini is an air sign, when we're in that phase of Gemini, or people who have strong Gemini, they can have a lot of mental clutter. So this is a great opportunity to learn to be more mindful, to declutter your brain, to slow down, and to really pay attention to what other people are saying. Or maybe you're feeling like other people aren't listening to you. So you can set intentions to have people hear you when you are saying something that's important to you, and just an everyday conversation. There's a lot of aspects with the other planets happening here that are influencing Venus, and they're going to be coming stronger over the next week, which Jordy's going to talk about. But it's an opportunity for us to be our authentic self and to really embrace ourselves and to draw in people with this new moon that really appreciate who we are, and where we can feel comfortable.
I love that. Very grounding Venus energy coming in.
Mm-hmm. And Venus just entered Leo. So Venus is what we love. It's what we love to surround ourselves in. And Leo just wants to have fun, wants adventure, doesn't like monotony, always moving. And Leo loves to be loved and loves to love. So this is a great opportunity to create experiences like that as well. And there's a lot of things showing up here where we just need to have self-confidence and be okay with that. And the people that don't accept that, then they're not our people.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
It's also a really great time if you want to learn things, learn through experiences with Venus and Leo, and with the sun and the moon and Gemini. Just put yourself in social situations where you can learn from other people, meet people, and even like with Uranus here and Gemini, again, I want to just share how important it is for us to start sharing our stories. And I don't know how many people I've spoken to over the last little bit where they are either preparing to write their own story, are already into it, have had written a couple chapters, or they're debating whether they should do it or not. And this Uranus and Gemini is pushing us to share our story, whether it's in writing or through social media with recordings, doing YouTube videos or podcasts. Like, we're supposed to put it out there. We're meant to inspire other people based on our own experiences. So do it. Don't worry about it. There's going to be people out there that are going to receive it and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. Yeah.
I love all these themes. Sandy, I'm going to bring up the tarot cards.
All right, I'll take this down.
Yeah. And just kind of show how I'm seeing it with this new moon in Gemini. And I love what you've said about the moon so far. I'm just bringing up the window here. Share window. We want this one. Okay. So the first line on the top is the overall energy for the new moon in Gemini, and then the second and third line we'll be referring to later when we're looking at the week ahead and the next week and the week leading up to the full moon in Cancer. But we just had a full moon, we had two full moons in the same month last month. And we had the recent one was the full moon in Sagittarius. And if you watched our last video, which was on the full moon in Sagittarius, it was very spiritual, but it was also riling up our consciousness about our ego and certain things that we kind of believed about our situation, ourselves, our people, our spirituality. And I don't know about you, but this one really hit me hard. And a couple of areas of my life, I kind of realized where I was like in fear or lying to myself or even projecting a false sense of who I am in certain situations. And that like highly spiritual, self-reflective energy of the Sagittarius full moon, it's past now, and we're transitioning into a Cancer full moon in this very Venus influenced energy where we can land within our authenticity, where we can land within our sensitivity and our connection to our emotions and what we're doing. So this new moon in Gemini is kind of like an opportunity to set intentions, to be more clear, I think, and communicate more clearly with people about some major realizations we've had over the past 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And when we look in the top row here, we've got the King of Cups reversed, the Page of Cups reversed, and the Three of Cups reversed. These are like cards that indicate that like people's feelings might be hurt, your feelings might be hurt, coming out of this full moon in Sagittarius energy. And but with the King of Pentacles being upright, it's almost like knowing who you are, knowing what your limits are, and focusing on just being more self-aware of what you have to offer, and what you're, and being more grounded within yourself. Basically, we can set intentions this new moon to go with this oracle card that I pulled for it, to like take personal responsibility for your choices. And there could be relationships that have been like tested recently, and it feels like with this first line in the tarot that you got to just kind of be honest with yourself and with the people around you, communicate clearly with this new moon in Gemini if you haven't done so already. And you know, relationships will settle and new pathways will open up, is kind of what I'm getting. So it's almost like with the tarot cards, all three of those cup cards reversed. It, like, some things are emotionally unsettled right now, but the one thing that's kind of keeping us anchored is our, like, knowing who we are, knowing ourselves, and recognizing where we've been holding back or not being authentic in our expression. We may have hurt some people, we may have been hurt by some people, but I think this new moon is an opportunity just to kind of like reset going into the next couple months, even now that we had a big release last full moon.
Mm-hmm. There's so much air energy happening right now too. I think it's hard for us to identify our feelings, even though we have Mercury in Cancer right now, which is all about the feels. There's just so much air that it's kind of hard to keep track of where they're at, and if we're, feeling them correctly. And so I was gonna ask you, like, there's a lot of reversals there, Jordy. But that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and you see the cards are more upright and kind of more positive looking in the weeks ahead, which is pretty cool. Like coming out of the new moon energy, like the actual day that the new moon happens, like the week that follows, we see that we've got the Ten of Pentacles there with the Six of Swords. So it's like you're landing. I feel like everyone here is going to be landing with this new moon in Gemini, feeling more secure because mind is more clear with this air sign energy, and there's like a transition, a moving forward, maybe even leaving some things behind. And if you see the Hanged One reversed with the Eight of Wands reversed, this is kind of like some things that have been paused or haven't been working out, they've been stuck. It's like you're moving on from that. You're like, oh, they've been stuck for a reason, I'm going to pivot, I'm going to move past that. And then that in itself brings in new abundant energy, is what I'm getting. It's almost like with family or with career, you could have it's a great opportunity in the week after the new moon to like communicate your intentions, be clear about your intentions with family, with relationships, with your work, about the direction you want to head in, and then uh, be open to receiving insight, constructive criticism, advice, and realize that some things that you were hoping to manifest might not have manifested just because it was waiting for you to have this clarity just during this time to then manifest something a little bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because the Eight of Wands is about like manifestations, but when it's reversed it means they're not coming in.
Right.
Like they're blocked, and it's for a spiritual reason. But I think our spiritual reasons are being like figured out since the new moon, since the full moon in Sag, and we're communicating more clearly and more honestly now since that full moon. Now that we're in the new moon in Gemini.
Gemini.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say too, like we were talking about this before about being honest and like admitting when we've done something wrong, and that those things could be coming up right now. And I feel like if we are being honest and we are admitting when we maybe said something that could have hurt somebody else's feelings, because with that air energy, things can happen before we even realize it's coming out of our mouth, right? And
Yeah.
maybe we thought we were being funny when we really weren't. Instead of saying, oh, that was a joke, just say, oh, I'm sorry. Like, be honest. And when we're honest and authentic, then the abundance isn't held back. It comes easier. So like that could be part of what you're talking about too, right?
I think
To
so.
help bring in some of those intentions.
It feels like relationships kind of for the week ahead, like we've got this relationships card coming up. Archangel Shamuel says, no one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see deeper reasons for the people in your life.
Mm,
I think that's really beautiful.
I do too.
Um, wherever you're at within your relationships with people, it feels like we're we're moving into like a more honest communication with people, better listening skills with this new moon in Gemini. And it's going to make an opportunity to be more deeply connected to some people in our life.
Yeah. Which I think is what we all want. But maybe sometimes we're just afraid of, if we are authentic, we are going to hurt somebody's feelings, right? Or
Mhm.
people might leave us, or, you know,
Yeah.
just shut off, which can happen with Gemini.
Yeah. And like, if you look at the first row as the new moon energy that we have, like it kind of, I was feeling it as like all those reverse cups, like emotions were riled up during the full moon, but we found ourselves with the King of Pentacles. We kind of anchored in. And then in the week ahead, there's, you know, you're moving forward. Some manifestations didn't work out, some conversations didn't work out, but we're kind of listening more to our people. We're communicating more clearly. But in the week leading up to the full moon in Cancer, it looks like that Three of Wands reversed, the King of Wands, the Son of Pentacles, the Sun. These are really positive abundance manifestation cards.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like some like there's a like you like you're ready, like we're ready for these manifestations that we put into that we set our intentions on long ago to kind of really come in.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Eight of Wands and the Three of Wands, like the reason why the Eight of Wands is reversed and you realize some things this week were just not meant to manifest maybe those things were things that you tried to squeeze into your long-term goals. Like maybe those were manifestations you made 3 months ago, where I'm seeing manifestations you made 6 months ago, a year ago, or even years ago can now come in with this full moon in Cancer. Now that we've kind of had like a, a reset, you know?
Yeah, like, can I show you something in the chart that was standing out to me? Because it's very relative to what you're saying there in the week upcoming. Like, we're
Okay.
moving on from something, and then the reversal with the wands. Um, and then a lot's coming up about being authentic. And there's we have Pluto over here in Aquarius. Aquarius is associated with friends and those types of relationships and people we share interests with. It's opposite Venus and Jupiter over here. And so Venus is, I feel like it's an opportunity to find the people that we really resonate with, but it's like that reversal of the wands and the card where, what's the one where they're in the boat and they're going away? I think it's about leaving the relationships behind that aren't suiting us, that
Yeah.
where we are showing up as not being our true self, right? It's giving us that push to move on. And maybe in that we're feeling like we're losing, but when we when we when we talk about abundance, when we can get rid of the things that are weighing us down, it gives us room for what it is that we do want to come in. And I see that here. And then also like Uranus or Aquarius is associated with our uniqueness, our authentic self, and then it's making this beautiful trine to Uranus, which is the ruling planet of Aquarius, which is linking back here to Venus. So, like, it's just, I really think self love is a big thing right now. And the way that we're talking to ourselves is really important because that fits under the communication part of it.
Yeah.
So,
I do too. I think that we're moving into a season of self-love, and the last month or two has been about kind of like uh releasing some some big truths, you know, and illusions, releasing some big
yeah.
illusions, you know.
So,
uh
not being honest with other people right now, but being honest with ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
um it's interesting because like there's a lot of abundance cards in that spread that we were looking at. um So I feel like the overall thing is like relationships might be tested. There could be relationship stuff happening with these moon phases, the last two and the one coming up. But I think that a lot of like a major theme of like the universe is getting us ready for more abundance, and we have to be more like authentically clear with ourselves and with the people around us to have that abundance, you know?
Because when we're enjoying our people, when we're enjoying our experiences, that raises our vibration, right?
It
And
does.
then it brings in the abundance with those without us even trying.
It does. And even the opposite of that, when we're around people that were grumbling and being insecure and being fearful
Yeah.
with time, that lowers our vibration.
It shuts the door.
Whether they're responsible for something or not, or you are or not, like sometimes it's just about like timing, compatibility, and communication, bridging the communication. So
Hmm.
yeah. Um the last card that I got for the week leading into the full moon in Cancer after we had this new moon in Gemini is this heaven to earth energy. Um, it says your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, like I love
Can you
the word.
read that one more time?
It's so good. Yeah. It says your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it helps relieve a little bit of stress, doesn't it?
I think
Just
so.
to know that we're in the right place at the right time and we're doing everything right, even though it might not feel like it.
We need positive reinforcement sometimes, even if it feels like it's not completely true.
Yeah, that's funny because that came up in a conversation a couple weeks ago when and it was with this Sagittarius energy, the Sagittarius full moon. I was just really feeling like I wasn't fulfilling my purpose, even though I didn't know what my purpose was. And one of my spiritual mentors said, "You are where you're meant to be right now, and you're doing everything right." Like, just just knowing that, hearing that from somebody else, just made me relax a little bit.
It is relaxing, and it's almost similar to like it's never meant to be perfect at any stage. You know, like we think we have to do things perfectly. Like it's divine. Like we are divine. Like things are happening the way they're going to happen. You know, and the more awareness, excuse me, the more awareness we have, the more awareness we have. Like we can still move through situations with a lack of awareness. We're moving through things. Time is ticking anyway. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do you want to bring out the tarot cards one more time?
sure.
Did you talk? Did you discuss the last week? I
Yeah,
just wanted to point out the sun because I think that was kind of ironic because we were going to mention the sun in Cancer, or we
let's
did
do
mention the
that.
sun in
Yeah.
Cancer.
Share window, photo. Here we go. Yeah, the last card in this lineup leading up to the uh, full moon in Cancer, there's the Sun card, which everyone knows in the tarot, that's the best card in the deck, you know?
It's a good way to end the spread.
Mm-hmm. We're moving into Cancer season. Obviously, the full moon happens during Cancer season when the sun's in Cancer.
The
And
full moon's actually going to it's happening in Cancer, but it's going to be in the sign of Capricorn. So
oh,
this
sorry, yes,
no, what you're saying is correct, but the moon is going to be in Capricorn.
right.
It's happening while we're in Cancer. But this is when we start to go back and look at our intentions we set at the beginning of the year during the Capricorn new moon and see how they're coming along, which is fun because
Right.
we can figure out what we haven't let go of in order to make those intentions come to flourishing if we're not seeing any progress with that and still are feeling strongly about it.
Honestly, I remember thinking about that new moon in Capricorn all those months ago, and it was very much about like spirit, like manifesting our career, our abundance, with our purpose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing some cards here that show King of Pentacles upright, Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands, Sun, Eight of Seven of Pentacles. Like these are really abundant energies around this full moon in Capricorn. So
Yeah.
we should be seeing some good results in those areas of career and abundance in general. You know?
Yeah. It's a really good opportunity to look back and see how much progress we have made in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Lovely.
too because like all the different moons in between that 6 month period give us a taste of the other zodiac another half of the zodiac wheel, and we get we grow and evolve, and
Mm-hmm.
we release things as we go. We figure things out. We get caught in situations and we come out of them one way or the other.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
All the energies work together. They all have a specific role. They all go in a row for uh, their own particular reason to make things happen and flow. It's like passing on the baton in a race, right? Like each one has a responsibility and they're all lined up perfectly to make it happen. And it's just about having patience to do it in the right time and and being grateful and recognizing how it's planning out. Like there's something like getting to the end point. We're always so focused on the end goal when we need to enjoy the journey and
like
appreciate all the little things.
like we could have set intentions back in the winter time with the new moon in Capricorn on like we wanted more abundance, we wanted to be doing our purpose, we wanted to have career goals and everything. And then all the work we've done and the lessons we've learned up until this point, it's almost like the moon before this moon in Capricorn is like the final boss. I feel like the Sag new moon was the Sag full moon was the final boss for me. Like all the lessons before were important, but like the final lesson, like if I didn't figure that one out, you know, and it was an ego spiritual moon, like it was right. So,
Yeah.
and then we've got this beautiful new moon in Gemini just to kind of clear out communication, clear the mind, lighten up the mood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe even with the Gemini new moon, if there's anything that involves any of the intentions that we set previously and we haven't seen it coming together, maybe we need to communicate it or reword the conversation or the intention itself so that it's better understood. Like maybe
Right.
the phone calls we need to make. Gemini is all about communication, talking on the phone, emails, texting, social media. Maybe we need to put ourselves out there more for our business in social media or YouTube or whatever. So maybe think about that a little bit over the next couple of days too. How can you be getting your message out there?
Yeah.
What do you need to do?
Yeah. I know with my own situation of how I'm trying to increase my presence and in my community where I've landed, um, like I've been putting effort towards marketing and towards making word of mouth connections and everything. But recently, during like a 3 month review, I realized that some of my offerings were kind of confusing or um, like there was almost a little bit of a slight rebranding happening for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically is just being more upfront and direct and authentic and honest about what I have to offer.
Yeah.
So that's what I've noticed with that too. So like when I go to communicate these things moving forward this month, like it's not necessarily the volume of how much I'm going to be posting that's going to bring in more abundance. It's mostly just like it's more clear now, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 So,
Gemini can be a little wordy, right? So it's about like getting to the point, I think.
mhm,
Yeah. And it doesn't, you mentioned this earlier too with the cards, but I think it's important to reiterate it with Gemini because it's always the two, right? The two opinions. It wouldn't hurt to get a second opinion
right.
on what we're doing and be open to some criticism.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, this has been a cool video, Andy. Um, we're gonna meet again for the full moon in Cancer, a Capricorn, full moon in Capricorn during Cancer season.
And that's another thing with Gemini. Laugh at yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. I'm glad you made that come up.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget to check out our links below if you wanted to connect more and subscribe to our channels and all that. Hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate that. Take care and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, everybody.